The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. You've got The Local Show with Tom and Steve on an Easter weekend. Families getting together. And of course, later today, Steve, you know where I'll be, right? Of course you do.
You'll be at the gym?
No, you would think I would be. I've been doing very good. But no, today I'll be over at the On Center.
Okay.
All right after this show, all day.
What's going on? You got a party?
The Syracuse Wine Festival.
Oh, okay.
It got so big, it's over at the On Center now. So
what are you doing there?
Interesting. Music and photo booth and all that stuff, and getting people to get their groove on while they're tasting wine and bourbons and things from all over the place.
Yeah, whatever it takes, I guess.
Yeah. It's a pretty fun thing. I got to give a big shout out to Dr. Kutri. You know who she is, don't you?
No.
Not at all. Oh,
no.
Dr. Kutri.
Great job, Dr. Kutri, whoever you are.
She owns Cicero Eye Care.
Oh, okay.
And you know who founded her building? She's got a beautiful new building.
I'm guessing probably Scrippa, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah. She actually likes him. She's
well, there we go.
one of the 4 people who likes.
There we go. Shout out to Joe.
Joe, yeah. So I went over and checked out the eyes because I was feeling like I was getting floaters and thises and that's, and she actually put up with me, calmed my fears.
Well, right, because you get a floater and you think you're going to die.
Well, I went in and she said, why are you here for the visit? And I said, I think my optic nerve is dissolving.
Okay,
and she said, is that a thing? I don't think that's a thing.
That is so you.
But I got to say that the office was great, and she took all sorts of time with me, which is rare.
Did you leave more anxious or less anxious?
Less.
Oh,
less.
good.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm very pleased.
We should bring her in every day.
And basically, she didn't use these words, but it was, you've got eyes like Peter Rabbit. So why are you even here?
So basically, so shut up and stop your whining. Go to the wine festival and whine.
You're going to get floaters, and there's really nothing wrong. Yeah. So that's what's that. Hey, we got a new person to the show. Let's not scare him away. His name is Bob Williams. Not to be confused with Robbie Williams, who's the British singer there. He's the owner of Recrete Solutions. How are you there, Bob?
Good. How are you guys today?
Very good. How long have you been in business, Bob?
We've been in business for 12 years.
Oh, yeah?
I've been in the industry myself for 25 as far as the concrete coatings division.
Yeah, I see.
Prior to that, I was with Sherwin-Williams Management after I graduated from college from Oswego. So I've always been a local guy in the area.
Sherwin-Williams, the paint people.
Correct. Yeah.
And you went to Oswego State. Huh?
Yeah.
So you've been a local guy.
I am.
What side of town did you grow up in?
I live right now in Bridgeport area, but I used to live right downtown Syracuse when I first moved in the area. So,
oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
When you first, so you weren't born here?
I wasn't. No, I was in a small town called Canajoharie down in the Mohawk Valley.
Oh, we know.
Here and Albany.
We have one of our employees is from Canjo.
You can fish there.
No kidding. Who is it?
Yeah, Canjo.
I'll have to find out.
Yeah.
It's a small town, so more than likely everybody knows everybody, depending on the age groups and stuff. But yeah, small town.
Right.
Graduated with 70 kids in my school.
Sure.
Went to college in Oswego. 4 years later, I had a job when I graduated with Sherwin-Williams in the coating management division.
Right.
Did that for a few years, and I got into a company that manufactures products in the decorative concrete industry. Was with them for about 15 years. Was vice president of operations with them. And then kind of led off to starting my own spin.
Your own thing,
yeah.
So what is it that Recrete actually does?
So we do a little bit of everything, to be honest with you.
You do kitchens?
Right.
No.
Okay, so not a little of everything.
You chop trees down?
100%, yeah. Mostly with different types of coatings. So we take, the simplistic version of what I'll tell people. We'll take ugly concrete, we make it look pretty.
Okay.
Be it through what we call cement polymers, which is like a new concrete coating that goes on top of your existing. Mm-hmm. We can take that, just make it look like regular concrete. We can take it and stamp it and make it look like decorative stamped concrete. or the epoxies, polyureas that are out there, polyspartics, things like that as well that kind of make.
So I have no idea what poly this and poly that is.
Sure,
Can you unpack that a little bit?
Yeah. So it's different types of, people know the word more. It's a version of an epoxy, just a little bit stronger, a little more durable product for our weather conditions.
So the concrete goes down first?
The concrete when we go in, the concrete's already currently there. Okay. So we go over top of it. We don't do any of the new poured concretes. We only go over the existing.
So you're not a concrete company?
We are not a concrete company.
You make it pretty?
You got it. So we take existing concrete, sometimes grinding it down just to level it out, open up the pores so that it accepts our products. Sometimes there's different types of things we do with scarifying it. Just depends on the surface itself, and then go over top.
So where is this concrete? Is it always in residential homes somewhere, or what? Talk to us about where it goes.
Residential, commercial, really pretty much anywhere. We do a lot of residential, say for example, garage floors, pool decks. Pool decks are a huge industry for us. A lot of times people will go in. Most of the local pool companies we deal with on a regular basis, where we'll go in and take an existing pool deck, for example, go over top of the concrete and make it look pretty.
Right.
Because people are in their backyards. We live in Syracuse. We get 6 months a year, to try to enjoy.
So it's purely cosmetic. Right?
It is. It's a cosmetic, but it's also structural as well. The strength of our particular product, the cement polymers, for example, is it's around 7,000 psi. So your normal concrete is around 3,500 to 4,000 around the Syracuse.
That means you could walk on it, Steve.
You didn't miss that. I was going to push back PSI. You beat me to it. That's funny.
So it's a much more durable product as well. It's also fiber reinforced. So, one of the things that obviously we deal with in Syracuse, New York is our freeze thaw environment. It's something that's out there. There's nothing you can do about it. Winters like this, where you have a deeper frost because of the cold, it can move, the ground and things like that. So we address cracks and things like that ahead of time before putting our coatings on it, and we also guarantee it.
So you talked about garages a little bit. My garage is it kind of everything goes to the center, and there's no drain there,
Sure.
and there's a big crack that goes down the center of it.
There's no drain in there?
No, there's no drain at all. So and everything leans. Would you come in and correct somebody's garage? Can you do that? Take care of the floor?
We do, yeah. So you have to address the cracks first. Mm-hmm. All right. We'll use and a lot of this is just kind of terms that we use in the industry, but there's like different types of saw blades that we'll use called crack chasers that will open up the crack, actually make it bigger first.
So it has room to move? Is that why?
Well, it's more or less to clean it. So you use it to clean the edges to make sure you have a good surface for the epoxy crack fillers and things that we use to bond to it. And you're trying to seal that crack up is what it is.
So you seal the crack and then your stuff goes over the top. It doesn't level.
Will it lever? Yeah,
there are some levelers that we'll do ahead of time as well.
Okay, so you can do that kind of stuff.
You got it, yeah. So,
without pouring a whole new concrete.
Correct, yeah. Now there are certain areas where, as you know, again with the environment that we live in, if we've seen some jobs where you go in, you look at what you have, and you have to, say nice to meet you, but there's some things that aren't repairable, and in that case, we have some different companies that we recommend that you kind of that people contact. So
I heard you talk about pools, garages, sidewalks too.
Sidewalks, anywhere where there's concrete. So this week, for example, we started a garage floor, a back patio, and a foundation. Pool industry, it's a little early yet for. People haven't opened them up yet. But we do foundations, anything vertically or horizontally where you see anything kind of concrete. The only thing we can't go over is and people ask us a lot of times, like brick pavers or asphalt, something like that.
Yeah.
Because they move so much, the product, it bonds to it, but the ground underneath, it's only as good as what you put it on. Okay. So when you have movement underneath,
it'll shift to crack.
You got it.
So if you're thinking you don't want to look at your concrete, you can solve that problem. And restore it. So Bob's phone number is 383-6957. Bob at Recrete Solutions, 383-6957. Recreate Solutions.com. That's a tricky thing.
Recrete.
So I'll just okay. Recrete, just like it sounds. Solutions.com.